Hello, Leo. This is Christina Del Rey with your forecast for the year of 2022. I am going to start out talking about Venus retrograde. So that actually begins December 19th, 2021, but we walk into the new year with Venus retrograde. And this is important because Venus doesn't retrograde too often. So when we talk about Venus retrograde, we're talking about relationships. We're talking about money, values. We're talking about self-worth. And for you, Leo, Venus is retrograding in a part of the sky that has to do with your health and your daily work environment. So typically when Venus travels through a house, things get a little bit nicer in that area. But Venus is staying in this part of the sky for a really long time. So you're taking a look at what you like in your environment every day and what you don't like in your environment. And you're going to have to reevaluate that. This can be your work environment. This can just be your daily routine. This can be your health and wellness. So, you might need some goals to set for your health. This could be you valuing yourself more at work. This can be deciding if your values still align with what you do on a daily basis. Do my values align with my everyday routines, with my health habits? What really matters, and how can I build with that? How can I build my day around my values, or what really matters? At the end of this transit, we tend to see things very differently than we did at the beginning of the transit. But Venus is also relationships too. So it might have to do with you valuing your daily relationships, or you valuing your relationships at work. Okay, so we want to talk about Mercury retrograde because we also have, I want to mention too, before I go on to Mercury retrograde, that Venus retrograde is going to meet Pluto in the sky. December 11th, 2021, and then again March 4th, 2022. These dates are likely to be very important dates because Pluto is in that area of the sky too. When Venus meets Pluto, something's going to have to be purged or something important happens. So those two dates are going to be key dates as well. So anyway, let's go on to Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is going to retrograde very similar to this year, mostly in the air signs. So you will be looking at relationships January 14th. Mercury is going to go retrograde in the 7th house and in the 6th house. So it is likely that you will be, experiencing communication difficulties with relationships, business partnerships, and possibly even your work, in your work relationships. So just be careful what you say, check everything, don't send crazy emails. May 10th, Mercury retrograde in Gemini and Taurus. So this is going to be Gemini and Taurus. So this is your work area. This is your title. This is how people know you in the world. So, maybe rethinking how you communicate with others, how you communicate yourself or your title. You might want to rethink your actual title. September 9th, Mercury retrograde in Libra. So that's going to be an area of the chart for you that has to do with the internet and the way that you think and your travel, usually short-term travel. Also neighbors too as well. And it's going to retrograde back into Virgo too, which has to do with your values and your self-esteem and also the way you make money too. So something around the beginning of September to October. You might have to be rethinking. December 29th, at the very end of the year, Mercury is going to retrograde into Capricorn. So that's going to go back into your work area, your everyday routines, and realigning communication there. Do want to talk about Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is going to move into an area of the chart that has to do with intimacy and also finances. So it is likely that you will be blessed with some kind of finances. Any kind of shared resources can be blessed right now. So that could be partner's money. That could be like a business partner's money, or a romantic partner's money. It could be any money that you share with somebody else. It could be a grant that you get. It could be, it can be anything that comes to you without you actually having to work for it. And this is also a nice energy for intimate relationships as well. So there could be blessings in that area as well. And I also want to talk to Leo too, because Leo is one of those signs where Uranus is going to be conjunct your sun if you were born, or actually not conjunct, square your sun if you were born from about August 2nd to the 11th or 12th. I still have one more square to my Uranus. It's very, if you were born in these dates, that can really shake up your life. It makes you want to be free in some way, and it actually does free you up in some way, and it's usually shocking, but I do like the fact that Uranus shakes things up, because it shakes us free from something that we would probably never shake ourselves free of. So, if you are born between the 2nd and the 11th, be prepared for that, but also you really can't prepare for Uranus. It's kind of like a shake up, and then you are free and you're better for it. Okay. And lastly, I want to talk about the eclipses. So the eclipses are happening in your 10th and 4th house. So we have a solar eclipse April 30th at 10 degrees Taurus, a lunar eclipse May 15th at 25 degrees Scorpio, a solar eclipse at October 25th at 2 degrees Scorpio, and a lunar eclipse November 8th, 15 degrees Taurus. So this is going to be, because Uranus and the eclipses are in the 10th house, this could be big changes in your title. This could be big changes in your career. This could be, purging some things about your home, getting rid of anything in the home that does not serve. This could be this could be like karmic, it's like breaking karmic curses too. Any kind of things that your ancestors did that you don't want to repeat, or family members did that you're breaking like the generational curses too. So that's really important. And perhaps new goals on your work area. Maybe things get shaken up. Maybe things get liberated in the work area or in your title. And Uranus too has to do with technology, so anything technological in the work area would probably be beneficial. Also too, I want to touch on Mars retrograde. So Mars is going to go retrograde from October 30th at 25 degrees Gemini all the way into January of 2023. So I want to talk about where that falls in the chart for you. And this happens in a part of the chart for you that has to do with friendships, hopes, wishes, and dreams, and groups you belong to. So this is going to be like, usually Mars retrograde has to do with becoming powerful through strategic motions. So this is not like an energy where you act out. It's more about being more powerful on the inside. So you're going to want to look at how you're going to meet your goals, wishes, and dreams, how you are asserting your power in groups that you belong to, and how you're asserting your power to your friends as well. So those are all things that are going to come into review. Jupiter will move into Aries quickly. Well, part of the year, May 22nd to October 27th, which is actually good for us because it's another fire sign. So that means it's going to trine us. So this is more like forceful, quick energy, adventurous, risk-taking. And when it moves into Aries, it moves into a part of the chart for us that has to do with broadcasting. It has to do with travel. It has to do with, philosophy and legal matters. So this could be really good for us. We can be more confident. We can, take more calculated risks, just as long as we don't go overboard. But that energy will show up again in 2023. So you'll get a glimpse of that from like May to October. And that is about all I have for you, Leo. But I think it's going to be a good year. I don't promise an easy year, just like 2021 was not an easy year for us, but definitely a year where we would make lots of gains. All right. Thanks, Leo.